Okay, we have a motion to exit closed session.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Thank you. We're out of closed session. We have a motion to certify.
So moved.
We have a motion
A second.
and a second. Okay, roll call.
Chair Miller.
Aye.
Vice Chair Travis.
Aye.
Director Farrell.
Aye.
Director Husband.
Aye.
Director Johnson.
Aye.
Director Broughton.
Aye.
And Director Stanton.
So I guess we have no action from the closed session since it was just consensus.
No action.
All right. So moving on to the general business.
All right. So we discussed FedEx earlier, but basically what occurred with FedEx is they were going to consolidate their Dublin and Christiansburg sites. They just moved their Christiansburg site over, and so they've got a lot of vacant square feet. I don't know if they're afraid that the Dublin work people might quit because it's an additional 30-minute drive, but they have not. I mean, it's an empty building. They did help the county when they needed some, I guess, wrap for the water bottle pallets. And our EMS director, Michael, confirmed that it's pretty empty. The good news on that building is SunCap sold the lease to a third-party company and paid about $49 million for it. Now it's assessed on our books for $49 million. So it's assessed a lot higher than it cost.
So that means the county gets more taxes?
Tax revenue from
Tax
it.
revenue, okay.
In an empty building.
Let's just say other companies that were in competition stopped multiple projects at the same time. We could have been left in a bad situation, similar to what Whitfield has right now with their blue glove manufacturer. So, of course, we're talking about Lot 2, Phase 2, and I will bring it up. Too many going in and out here. So, you have in your packet two items. One is the draft pay, and the second item is a resolution approving another year on the letter of credit. So I will we'll go over the pay draft first. H&P Engineering did not feel any issues with it. They really have not moved forward. Again, we had the derecho, I want to say derecho. We had Helen come through, and we had a nice mud pit out there for about a week and a half. And so they're only claiming $106,000, $106,380, and the work they've completed to date, in this period is erosion sediment control. They are working on the fiber conduit system, and then earthwork and seeding. And of course they have a number of materials in the past. So right now they are a total of about 1.6 with about $1 million to go on the contract.
I'm amazed they only claimed 2 days for that storm that come through.
Our engineer basically said he didn't claim 5 if you'd like, because it was completely true, but they were installing water line. And that's technically working. So, and all the erosion and sediment control tests for the water line came back, I guess, positive. I think they just compacted it with rock to make it easier.
Brian, you need a motion to approve the payment?
No, sir, you've already approved the contract, and the county pays these monthly bills. This is just kind of,
Housekeeping.
yeah. keeping you up to speed as to where we are with the work. It'll probably be May before we're completely ready, because they won't, this weather and rain will shut it down at least by Thanksgiving.
Any thoughts on the contractor so far into the project?
I think the contractor got in a little over his head. However, he has still performed. The company has still performed. It's probably one of their first big project that they've reached out like that on.
We were surprised the bid was so low too.
Yes, sir, it was $2
Good
million
bid.
under what we expected.
That's why I'm wondering, just,
But all the tests have come back, I think if we had paid more money, we could have got it done faster, but at the same time, we're saving $2 million. So I think that's the plus on this contractor.
We don't have any concerns with the contract. We don't have concerns with the contract.
We have no concerns with the contractor. They were given an excellent review from the due diligence that purchasing and I did.
so far through where we are on the project, other than time, and to really only lose 2 days due to that storm, really pretty good. So we don't see anything else that gives us cause for concern.
No, sir. They're supposed to have substantial completion by January, about 25th, 26th, now probably 30th with the extension. So there is a $300 a day penalty that they will, and I think they'll probably will want to discuss that. That's $9,000 a month. So if they can't work for 3 months, that's negative $27,000. But we're gonna have some other charges, let me bring it up. Where did you? The good news is they have been, I'll cover the VDOT grant now. So we have to have an $850,000 letter of credit. Last year, November 3rd, the EDA approved having the letter of credit. And since COVID, banks will not give us a letter of credit without actually having the money in the bank. So we have an $850,000 in the bank with in a CD with Atlantic Union, and another $1 million CD in with Atlantic Union. From the $850,000, we should earn about $34,000 in interest this year, which is good. So I have reached out to Atlantic Union for the renewal and the new CD rates, which right now, the Fed's gonna cut them again, but I don't know if we'll get a full percentage point off. But it costs us, in addition to the $850, 1% fee annually, or $8,500, and the EDA has to maintain this for 5 years through the April of 2028. I simply used last year's resolution and updated it for this year. One board cannot obligate another board in another fiscal year. So again, would like to just get this resolution approved so that we can keep things moving as they're supposed to.
I move to approve this resolution.
Second.
Motion to second, okay. I do have one point on here, on the signature line. I'm not junior. I'm not junior. On the signature.
Probably
line.
left over from last year.
Left over from,
Yes, that's left over from last year.
Yeah.
That's,
Joe's the
I'm named
junior.
after my father, so.
yeah. So I
We
don't know
will
if
fix that error.
we'll just fix that, yeah. Aside from that, does anybody have any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Thank you.
PowerPoint. So this was about 2 months ago where they finished the road and started the erosion and sediment control pond. In the invoice, we've done about half of the rock allowance that we have, which is mostly in the bottom of the stormwater pond. This was also last month, and then they've installed 1,680 feet of water line thus far, so that's pretty good. Pretty much almost completely past FedEx. This was last week on Tuesday. They were moving out soil for the pad to balance it out. And then by Thursday, they had cut all of that out and moved to the end. So they're moving the dirt along. And then this is the end of our road where they're putting down, they have to fill in with what they're being pulled out. So it's moving along well. The only issue we have is we have a sinkhole that's probably a double sinkhole. And it's at a basin going into our stormwater pond. So what has been recommended by our engineers is they clean it out, which means get down to the rock and pump it full of concrete. And so we had up to 4 sinkholes being repaired in our cost. We didn't have flowable concrete fill. So this will probably come up as a change order. It's being negotiated right now. And we don't know how much fill. What we really need is a cubic yard, and we'll see.
They may need to put a plug in that first to catch it, because there could be a big cave underneath there. You could pump till hell freezes over.
That's why they're gonna start digging out to see exactly how big it is.
Might not see that. I've been through something like that before, so.
Well, we've got a lot of rock sitting around the site, so that can be reused, stick it down in the hole.
Jam that in there and put some accelerant with your concrete.
Yep. So right now, they're trying to determine the cost, but of course, it's in one of our, so here's our stormwater pond up on top, and it's one of our 4 bays. And the 4 bay just went whoop. And so they's like, okay, found one.
You might find that in the bottom of your stormwater pond too, where all that rock is. You might not even see it.
Well, the good news is they cut a ledge of rock out to build the back wall. That was one of Christiansburg's concerns was, could you make the back wall dense enough to support water? And starting off with a rock base, in good shape. So I'll bring this back next month after we have negotiated a cost.
Did you say we had money in the budget for 4 sinkholes?
For 4 sinkholes, but not necessarily with concrete.
But did we find 4 sinkholes?
We know there are 4 sinkholes.
Oh, you already know that they were.
Yeah, they were on the plans.
Okay.
Well, I know there are at least 3 on the plans, and they probably said we'll find another one on the way. But
In this country, anywhere you dig down to rock, you're gonna find sinkholes.
Yeah.
so that's the only negative news. Anybody have any questions on phase 2, site 2? All right. Falling Branch Corporate Park Phase 1 maintenance. So if you go to your packet, you will see we have a letter from the town of Christiansburg requiring us to do the maintenance. It's this maintenance letter. And so H&P has, of course, designed what needed to occur to fix it all, of which we need to seal. I do not like going back and forth, but it's easy. We need to remove trees and drainage ways, repair a concrete failure, and repair the concrete channel, And so Extreme Concrete is on the state bid list, which means we can use them. And we have gotten a price for the work of $208,771. My recommendation at this point is to adopt a resolution approving the bid, but we need to seriously negotiate with them on the cost. I went by H&P and they're like, this can be trimmed down quite a bit, they thought. So that's what we're going to do, but if we get the maximum approved today, up to this amount, then we can come back to them.
So your recommendation is to just discuss the cost with Extreme Concrete rather than bid it out, go through that time? Because we're kind of running against the clock.
Yes, sir. We need to get the concrete finished. Marty, questions?
The resolution was written to approve the 208.
That's what Angie and I discussed.
But then you said up to just now.
Yes. And that's what you and I discussed. So can we change the resolution to say up to 208? I'll bring it up.
It seems to me that you either do 208 or you wait, because you don't have a contract up to 208. That makes sense? When you approve a contract, you approve an amount.
We can go in that direction. We won't.
I'm not saying take the 208, I'm just saying if you're not ready to approve 208, maybe we wait.
No, what he's saying, rather than get an approval for up to that amount now, just go ahead and get your best offer, try to get your best effort out of it, and then bring the resolution back before us once you've done that.
Yes,
I guess the problem
it's time.
is we may need to, we may need to have a special EDA breakfast meeting to approve the resolution.
I think that'd be the best way to go, rather
Okay.
than just carte blanche. Just, I'm sure we can get a quorum once you've got the best thing. Because I understand the expeditiousness of it, but I agree with Marty. The best way to go.
All right. Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
All right. And Angie mentioned the cost, EDA reserve is where the funds will come from.
Right.
And of course, this is our lovely stormwater pond. And the other item that we have to do is reseal two, and that was only $8,000 of the whole bid, which I expected that part to be more, but not. Of course, this is the company we're working with. Right. Carly, you want to talk about the broadband update?
Yeah, so I think we have the timeline. We don't have a lot of updates since we last met, but there was the hurricane. So Gigabeam kind of got pulled to Grayson County where they had damage to their infrastructure. And this is the timeline for APCO that they shared with us, just so you guys can see that broken down a little more. And the Reiner Loop, their this second bullet point, they were supposed to start that this month, but they said that's not plausible with all their fiber guys got pulled off to do other stuff, and they said there should be a 3 to 4 week delay. And they're pushing to be on target for the mid-January, late January, early February, but they said that they should know more when we meet with them next, so.
And again, there's two projects. 2021 should be wrapped up this year, as long as all the railroad crossings work out. And then the second project is the bigger county project.
What is Tri-Cities?
That's just a name that AEP uses for how they
Substations.
designate their service areas.
So Blacksburg substation.
Substation, right.
Okay.
In the North Blacksburg area, we asked them that question and they said pretty much ignored the title. It's not meaningful to us, cause
could call
we
it
think
George,
of something
right?
else, that's right.
Alright, does anybody have any questions? Next meeting is.
That might have gotten left off, sorry, I didn't update that one.
Okay. Third Tuesday of October.
So that new agenda item is not real.
Third Tuesday of November.
Yeah.
No, I forgot to change the title, I'm sorry.
No, it's,
November
I'll pull
19th.
it up.
November 19th, unless we have a called meeting for the resolution.
And I expect there to be a called meeting for the resolution. What we'd like to do is have, we can do it as early as 7:30, have breakfast over at the end. Get everybody approved.
Okay, so anything else? Okay, then we'll be adjourned and next meeting, barring the breakfast meeting, will be on the 19th of November.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Get your computer.
Yeah, I did.